and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm here with something a little bit different to usual. I'm here with a bit of an unboxing of sorts. This here is a collector's edition stamp book that I recently got from the Hong Kong Post. I picked it up earlier on today, and I thought I might as well open it up on camera with all of you, because I don't actually know what it looks like on the inside, or anything about it really. What I do know is that this here contains the entire series for the recently released Hong Kong set of classical novels of Chinese literature, Romance of the Three Kingdoms stamp set. Now, throughout this, I'm going to be skipping over the actual Chinese characters because my reading isn't this good, and the words are actually quite complex for me. So, without further ado, let's go and get it out of its little plastic wrapper first, shall we? So, as you can see here, the back's quite simple. It just says Hong Kong Post on the back. And yeah, that's about it really. There's a price at the bottom. There is a price at the bottom if anyone does want to see that. That's my barcode as well, but yeah, it's about £16.50. So, on the cover here, we've got a nice image of two Chinese characters on horseback fighting each other. One of them is unarmed, whilst the other actually has a polearm of sorts. And on the front, you can see in golden letters in Chinese, it says The Three Kingdoms novel, or the name of the novel, I presume. And here it says in English, classical novels of Chinese literature, Romance of the Three Kingdoms. It's very nice as well. It's got a nice bit of levelling to it, 'cause it's actually done with foil, that is. Alright. God, those pages are nice and thick. Right. Let's go off and start with this big blob of text then, shall we? God, that's a lot to read. Alright, let's begin. At the end of the Eastern Han Dynasty, warlords rose to power, resulting in a tripartite division of the land known as the Three Kingdoms era. Novelist Lu Guangzhou of the period from late Yuan to early Ming dynasties drew ideas from this dramatic era and created an epic historical novel in chapters. The Romance of the Three Kingdoms. Its well-knit plot, with thrilling twists and turns, enriched the domination schemes and strategies and enlivened by characters with distinct personalities, made this a classic Chinese literature of all times. Adopting the paintings created by the renowned artist Mr. Tung Poi Sun for the novel, Hong Kong Post issues a set of 6 stamps and 2 stamp sheetlets titled Classical Novels of Chinese Literature, Romance of the Three Kingdoms, presenting 8 of the popular scenes, namely, alright, this is going to be a long one then, The Oath of the Peach Garden, A Notion of Heroes Over Warm Wine, Escorting Sisters-in-Law Over 1,000 Miles, 3 Visits to the Thatched Cottage, Zhao Yan Saving the Young Lord, Empty Fort Stratagem, The Arrow Through the Halberd, and Borrowing Arrows with Straw Boats, enabling us to revel in the appreciation of the remarkable moments of this epic novel in the miniature wonders. And as for stamp data, you can see here, is that going to focus? There we go. The design here was done by Sherman Lai, paintings by Tung Poi Sun, as just said in that paragraph. The printer's there, and you can read that yourself for anything else. Very recent, issued just about a week ago now. Alright, so let's look at this first page. So this first page here must be one of the paintings. This here is The Oath of the Peach Garden. I presume these 3 here are the Lords of the Three Kingdoms, and they are making peace or some sort of treaty at this point, making some sort of oath towards each other, I presume. By the looks of this, I guess they're going to be showing us the images of each stamps blown up on each page, I guess. Right, let's take a look. Oh, this is interesting. Right, let's flip this over to the side here. The table's not that big, I have to hold up the book. So what we've got here is another painting. This one here is The Arrow Through the Halberd, where you can see one of the characters here shooting an arrow into a little halberd over there. That's cool, with a bunch of cavalry around him. Now, if we look on the next page, we can see all 6 of the stamps. Right, let's get a bit closer here. Alright. So, what we've got here for the first one is the Oath of the Peach Garden. There you go. Is that focusing? Yes, it is. Then we've got the Notion of Heroes over Warm Wine, Escorting Sisters-in-Law over 1,000 Miles, 3 Visits to the Thatched Cottage, Zhang Yun Saving the Young Lord, and Empty Fort Stratagem. Alright, now I'm going to need to pause this video right here. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Something seems to be going on in the background. Hang on. Alrighty, I'm back. So if we look at the denominations on these, we can see we've got a 2 for the first one, a 260 for the second one, a 340 for the third one, 370 for the fourth, 490 for the fifth, and $5 for the sixth. These are all pretty interesting, and I'm sure we're going to see the blown up images a little bit later. Alright, let's go to the next page now, see what we got. So, here we've got an enlarged image of A Notion of Heroes over Warm Wine. That's a pretty cool image there. We can see the 3 main characters, I presume, drinking wine with a group of soldiers around them and protecting the pavilion they're sitting in. That's pretty cool. Now on the next page here, we've got the 2 sheetlets. Now, the first sheetlet depicts the arrow through the halberd, and actually has a little triangular stamp here. Actually, well, I say little, it's actually quite big. And the one at the bottom here is borrowing arrows with straw boats. Once again, I'm pretty certain we'll see a blown up image of this later. And this one here is pretty cool actually. It's got physical levels to it. I can see where it's, dipping and rising. That's pretty cool. Alright, let's flip it over. These pages, once again, are pretty thick pages. So I presume this is quite a durable book. Ah, this is where the cover comes from. This is Escorting Sisters-in-Law over 1,000 Miles. If you don't recognise that image there, that's the same one that we have here on the cover. Yeah, that's pretty cool. You can see the sisters-in-law sitting at the back there, being taken in a horse-drawn carriage by the looks of it, with a bit of cavalry in front, whilst they're fighting. Oh, 2 of the main characters must be fighting there, with 2 opposing armies, I presume, on either side. That's pretty cool. Now on the next page, we've got something which I think is pretty cool. Now I just saw this actually. This here is the official first day cover with all 6 stamps. To be honest, I didn't know this was included in this book because I kind of bought this blind. Alright. Look at that. That's pretty cool. So, that there has a little banner on it for the 3 Kingdoms period. It's also got a nice separate stamp, a special stamp for it there. That's really cool, that stamp. It's got a halberd and I presume that's a spear next to it, along with the first day of issue date. As well as all 6 stamps, of course. That's really cool. Let's see what's on the next page then. I presume this is going to be another first day cover. Oh, it's painting again. So this one here is 3 Visits the Thatched Cottage. So it's just the 3 characters we've been seeing this entire time, visiting a thatched little cottage with what appears to be a woman just standing behind the door there. That's pretty nice. I presume she's welcoming them in or something. And here we've got the first day cover of the Arrow Through the Halberd, the $10 stamp sheetlet version. So on the first day cover, we've got the image from the wine drinking one. I forgot the name of the painting, but yeah, that's pretty interesting. Pretty nice one once again. And it has the same first day cover stamp and everything, a special stamp and first day cover date, sorry. That's pretty cool. Flip over to the next page. Here's one we've not seen yet. We've got Zhao Yun Saving the Young Lord. I presume that's a main character of the story, saving one of the children there. He seems to have been single-handedly fighting off an army of cavalry, which is pretty cool. Then If we flip it over onto the next page here, we've got the same artwork that we saw on the cover, the two men fighting from the sister-in-law painting, with the little stamp sheetlet there in the top right. God, this camera does not want to focus. Yeah, where they're borrowing arrows with straw boats. Well, by the looks of it, they've got a cloth or something, and they're catching arrows in the cloth to presumably shoot back at the enemy. That's pretty cool. Once again, has the little stamp there. Very cool first day cover. So there's 3 different first day covers here. That's nice. And here we've got the remaining 2 paintings. We've got a blown up version of Borrowing Arrows with Straw Boats, where once again I presume they're just catching the arrows to shoot back with those cloths. That's pretty smart. And by the looks of it there, they've got a little cabin with some people in it, I think, or some treasures. Yeah, it must be people. That's really cool. I presume that's be one of the main characters, actually. And at the end here, we've got Empty Fort Stratagem, where I believe, yeah, by the looks of it, it seems as if an army is attacking the gates of this fort, and it's empty besides from 1, 2, and 3 people. I presume the fort probably only has a few people in it, and they're just going to surrender. That's very cool. And that is the end of the book. Overall, this is a very cool little collector's edition, and it's got proper nice thick pages, so this is going to be properly durable, not going to break very easily. And as an overall, I'm very impressed with this. It's the first of this type of thing that I've bought. I never really bought a collector's edition type of item because I've never really had the money for it, because, you know, I'm a student. But yeah, this is very cool, and I think it's well worth the money. It's well worth the £16.50, and it's coming in a proper book format, which will look good on my bookshelf, I presume. Alrighty. Thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, hope you guys do enjoy this style of content. I'll probably do more of it in the future. I'll try to do it a bit tidier as well. Alright, thank you guys so much for watching, and please do have a good day, and do check out some other videos. Alright, thank you, bye bye.